Autobots, transform!
What is up, everybody? George 80 Transformer fan, back to do another tour review, and of course I'm going through the Lion set from the 84 series, and in front of me I have the Red Lion in less than impressive packaging. My packaging is beat up. Forgive me, I've had it for like 6 months. It's been in bags, it's been in boxes, it's been in the closet. Should have reviewed it a long time ago, but anyway, here it is, and here I am. And here is the packaging, and in front of the package it says Missile Fires Here, Legendary Series, Form 16-inch Classic Voltron. Combine all 5 lions, and they show you this is where the Red Lion goes, now streaming on Netflix. Playmates down here has an item number there. Legendary Classic Legendary Red Lion there. Voltron 84 there. And if I bend it up, you can see the full form Voltron, ages 4 and up. The bottom of the box, it has all 5 lions down there. Side of packaging, you can see the Red Lion. Turn him around. Has the guy all weaponized. Has the weapons portrayed as a metallic gray, which they are not. They're just the same gray plastic that Voltron is. But it would have been cool if they were that metallic plastic, and then they even have the legs metallic out. So I wonder if they get an exclusive set later on or whatever. But anyway, until then, we'll be dealing with this. And there is Voltron with the sword, which the sword is metallic out, which is not in the packaging. He comes packaged with the sword. So anyway, pretty much open any darn way. I'm gonna get him open. There he is. Here is something that fell out at the bottom of the box. Some type of ray gun, looks like. I don't recognize that. In his box is the black and white instruction sheet. There is that. It tells us exactly where it goes. I didn't look at it before. Shows a couple of his weapons. And here is product catalog. Has Voltron on it. Voltron Returns. It shows the more modern Voltron, Ultimate Voltron, ages 15 and plus, the diecast Voltron. There's another sheet, and again, as I stated in my last review, I never knew they had the actual figures. I'm going to have to grab those and put them with my vintage figures. Anyway, there's that. There's the box. Here he is. Get this guy out. I unbox on camera. If you want to fast forward to see the actual media review, of course you can at any time. It's your prerogative. Trying to get this guy cut out of here. Sometimes, if it's hard for me to get this stuff out of the package, I cut it out sometimes. So he's sealed in here at the neck. It's like, did it really take all of this for this figure? Guess he's in here a little bit different than the Blue Lion. But with a lot of noise and a little bit of effort, I'll have him free. There he is. Oof. And he is in pretty impressive size for the arm piece. He doesn't feel that much smaller than the Blue Lion. I'll have to get the Blue Lion out of there. Because of the packaging, my paws are kind of molded together. They're softer plastic, I guess, so you don't get injured, or kids don't get injured. Well, here is the Red Lion, my third favorite lion behind the black and the blue, because he's so 80s squared, and I don't have him in frame. Alright, get those scissors out of here, get this mess out of here, and here he is. And 80s simplicity at its best. His tail actually swivels, looks like, and it actually retracts. So there's some articulation there. You can see he has a port here, a port there, and 2 of the standard ports on this side. And as far as articulation, his arms, his legs, of course they fold up to form Voltron. They do that, but there's a shoulder hinge, what would be an elbow hinge, and then a hinge at the paw. Nothing on the claws themselves. And the same thing follows suit with the rear legs. Exact same articulation here as it is there. And this guy gets a swivel because he's an arm and it becomes an elbow bend. Has a swivel there. And coming around to his head 360s. I don't think it fires. Anything like that. And again, absent is the little number and a little bit of detailing there. I wonder if Repo Labels has dropped a set for this yet. And his mouth has a port or plug in there, so you can stick a weapon in there. And let's see how well this guy sits on his best behavior. It's always cool to get these guys in their sitting position. And because his head, he has no neck articulation, no up and down, you can't really get him to look forward. He's going to be looking up in this position. Okay. But they all come with some type of dagger. He actually comes with the sword of Voltron, which is easily recognizable in the cartoon animated sword lore as one of the greatest swords ever, blazing sword. And it has a little bit of, I would say, a pearlized finish to it, but not much. And it's a shame they couldn't have went with like a more silvery plastic, or even maybe coated it in vac metal and had it chromed out. Then he comes with his missile pod, and of course the colors are color coordinated to the figure, even though I don't know if that's not the same red. I guess because this is plastic and this is paint, but it's not quite matching. Then he comes with supposed to be 3 different individual rockets, but they fire as one, loaded in there. And oh, the little thing in the back, maybe not. Oh, here it is on top. Okay. And that fires hard. It fires even harder than Blue Line. I'm going to back it up and see how far we can get it. Yeah, and he overshot my hand. That's pretty cool. And he comes with this little thing, which is, I believe, is a laser. And we're going to try to get this stuff plugged in. It has a little square port here. Put this laser on here. They used every now and then. I think they shot down a lot of ships, the invading ships, with these. And it positions up, down, all the way around. It swivels, the little peg swivels. And there is that for the little laser. I think this is the first time this thing has ever been included. And I know it existed, but they might have some versions of it in the other ones, like the Matchbox, but they actually included it here. This thing can peg into where the other 3 ports as you want, anyone you choose. Pops right in there. And that pops in there, and then you saw me fire it, and then you can take this weapon. Here's the peg that's intended to go into the roof of the mouth, and I think you can, it only pegs in this way because it's at the top of the mouth, and there it is, and he can cut you, slice you, but I'm sure you can take it out because the hinge is very strong. I'm sure you can turn it the other way if you wish and just set it in his mouth. Yeah, it sits in there just fine, and that's pretty cool. And here he is, all weapon up. Okay, I don't know if I did it, but the head does rotate. I was just playing around with the dagger and I realized it rotates completely 360, but as far as I know, it doesn't fire or detach. I really didn't talk about the paint apps on this figure. It's not perfect, it's not really bad, but there are a few nicks in there, and it's not really a high-end figure. You think for this scale and amount of plastic you're getting, these figures would cost a lot more. And again, I got mine, I paid the original price, but then they went on clearance and I still had the receipt. I had never opened them, and I wound up taking the receipt back up there and got a price adjustment. And I think I saved like $4 a piece on the limbs, and on the main body I think I saved like 15 bucks. So it was a win-win. And I think they're still on clearance now. If matter of fact, I know they're in clearance now if you're interested in these and you don't have them. But again, the paint's pretty good. It lacks like the numbers. I wonder why they didn't put the numbers on these guys. I wonder what was that. Maybe some type of deal they struck when making the figures, because everybody has a license. Maybe they had to give something to get something, whatever. I don't know. Anyway, third parties, he has some molded in paneling, detailing in there. Not much going on at the bottom. And I believe this is his port to connect Doesn't connect at the tail anymore, but this is the port to connect in arm mode. So yeah, I was one of those guys that actually missed out on Soul of Chokokin and refused to pay the aftermarket. Hell, I refused to pay the original price. And then when I decided I was going to get it, Soul of Chokokin Voltron is sold out. And this kind of filled the void for my need for another Voltron. At least that's why I bought it, to add another Voltron and a big Voltron, because I missed out on a huge Matty Collector Voltron too. But this gives me a larger scale Lion set, and I get to have another Voltron in my collection. I'm trying to see if he has any more hidden goodies. And at the little the clearance price they have him on now, I highly recommend this guy. Before I get out of here, I'm going to get you a couple size comparisons. And my first size comparison is Transformers cassette stripes. It's because it's G1 and I am the 80s Transformer fan. And I wouldn't miss an opportunity to plug myself. And here is Stripes compared to him, just to give you a little sense of scale. And if you're not an 80s Transformers fan, here is Powers of the Prime Grimlock. See how they scale side by side. If that helps, move that guy out of here and bring in my 3-year-old son's Spinosaurus. This overinflated $30. This thing actually cost more than this. This was like 30 bucks at Toys R Us before the clearance. And get that out of here. Shout out to my little son. And last but not least, I'm going to bring in the 30th anniversary, which is currently my only other Voltron. To see how they scale. And when I first got this, I thought this thing was so awesome, but now it's so tiny and legs seem so rickety when I bring it out. But it's still pretty cool. And again, there is the number on this one that isn't present on this one. And wow, they would have killed them to throw in a couple stickers, huh? But anyway, if you can find them, I suggest you pick them up. It's pretty cool. I like it. And I am George, 80s Transformer fan, saying see you soon.
Autobots, transform!
Hey everybody, welcome to my bonus review. And in my bonus review, of course, I'll be taking a look at DreamWorks Voltron Legendary Defender Red Lion, now streaming on Netflix by Playmates. And I'm gonna unbox this guy, get right into it. And I would have put this into the normal. If you don't know my tour reviews and how I set them up, they have a tendency to run long. So I try to keep them short. So if you're done watching a regular review, you can just be done with this. And if not, you can enjoy what I call my bonus review, where it continues to go on, because technically the review is over. Inside his packaging is a black and white instruction book for the figure and a catalog where you can purchase more items. Here we have the little electronic sword, the different masks, and I guess another sword there. The 16-inch Voltron version, which this one actually forms. On this side, I believe it's the same Ultimate Voltron, basic action figures. And there is that inside of his packaging in the bonus review. Oh, I didn't take a look at the back of the packaging. It's a product shot of the figure, the pilot, the little speeder with Keith. I guess Keith drives this one now. I'm not a huge fan of the actual cartoon. It's pretty cool. It's well done, but it's just not for me, as I stated in a previous review. But anyway, there is the packaging for that. Here is the lion. Okay, got him positioned as well as I can, I think. Stand up, and his tail just comes out like that, like so. Looks very much weaponized, like it rotates, digs, and drills. I don't know. Bless you, son. Looks very mechanical. He has the elbow articulation here, coming around to his head. There's no up and down, but it 360s coming to his head, 360s coming to his mouth. It's spring loaded. It snaps open and shut. I don't see a tab in there, but maybe that groove in there is the tab. His legs has the standard articulation because they fold up the Voltron. He has the hinge at the shoulder, the elbow, and at the paw. The claws are not individually articulated. And unlike the 84 Lion, he has 4 claws instead of 3. And then he has the midsection articulation here. And he has a swivel. And that is pretty much it for his articulation as far as I can think of. His paint apps. He has some silver here and some lighter blue here. And again, I think this version is painted better than the 84 version. Come around to his face. Paint apps are pretty good. Here he has the yellow eyes trimmed in black. He has the silver on top of his head. Then he has the standard gray plastic here, some more black. The paint detailing here is more intricate on these figures. I wonder if that's done purposely or just financially or whatever. He has some black on his back on top of the red plastic. And then he has some red down here on his paws. He's accompanied with red plastic here. Then there's a paint here. This is just red paint here. And here is the bottom of the figure. And that's pretty much it. There's not a lot going on. I'm going to come over here and get to his weaponry. This little high-tech futuristic cannon thing. Mounts on his back. You could take this. I believe this is what fires out, but this is to represent that. You take that, put it in here, which this thing looks really cool. I'm trying to think of where I've seen something like this before. And it mounts on his back, and see if I can find the firing mechanism. And this little thing, it looks like it's painted, but it's blue plastic. It's very well disguised in there as the firing mechanism. Let me see if I can stop it. Why not miss? But anyway, it fires very, very well. I don't know if it ports anywhere else. Looks like it just sticks on top of his back. Okay, and then he has this thing, which is the, I guess that's Keith in his vehicle that they pilot to get to the lions. I guess I could have slid that off instead of cutting it. And try to get this little thing out of here. And now that I'm reviewing these, and I'm like, I'm really starting to like these toys. I kind of regret they had the little die-cast guys version of this on clearance too. I could have grabbed those guys to go with my 30th anniversary figures. But you take the pilot, he flies in. They could have painted this just a little bit better. It could have just been all red, or maybe the back end could have been blue. But that whole black is just, yeah, it's not really sweet. But you can see him there. He docks in here, closes up inside there, or maybe he's supposed to dock from this way. Anyway, he closes up inside there, and he can pilot the Red Lion. He also comes with this sword, and I'm so curious. It has like a little notch there. I need to find out what's going on with this. This guy looks to be heavily weaponized. Not only does he have, or is this blazing sword in this version? I don't know, but I can't wait to find out. But he comes with this thing. I'm sure because the size of it has got to be some type of blazing something, saddles, or I don't know. Well, we're gonna find out. I'm gonna keep reviewing these guys and find out, and bring out the 84 version again, just to put them side by side. And this guy, where the Blue Lion looks smaller than the 84 Blue Lion, this guy looks a little bit bulkier. I I guess because of the hump in his back, the head is a lot smaller. So really cool figure. I'm liking it a lot more than I thought I would. I would have been unboxed it and reviewed it. Like I said, I've had this thing for a year and a half, and I had this thing going on 6-7 months now. So thank you for joining me with my little bit of bonus review. I am George, the 80s Transformer fan. See you soon.